Hi everybody, it's Jessica from Chambray Blues. I'm back with the next step in the process of making our Daisy Days throw quilt. This is a kit by Cricut and Riley Blake Designs, and we have been working on this quilt here called Spinning Wheels. This is the pattern, and we have the quilt top assembled. If you look at my last video, you'll see how to do that. And now it's time to cut the fabric for the border of the inside of the frame, and then we'll cut the outside one and put those pieces together on the quilt. So here's what we're going to do. Our fabric is not cut yet. As you can see, it's fairly wrinkle-free. You can press it more if you are particular about that. But the directions say to cut 2.5-inch strips the width of the fabric. So what that means is that you're starting from the selvage and you're cutting all the way, starting from the fold, cutting all the way over to the selvage. However, it's kind of difficult to cut this direction. It just is kind of unnatural. It's easier to cut the vertical direction. So what we're going to do is just turn the fabric this way on our cutting mat. And then we're going to do one more thing that makes the process a little bit easier. See how my mat is a little smaller than the fabric? It doesn't quite fit on there. It makes it a two-step cut, and when you have a two-step cut like that, it tends to be uneven and kind of wonky. So what I do is my cheat method. I fold the piece right over to the top like that, and that way the whole thing sits on the mat, and it's just much easier to handle and to cut. And if you have a nice new blade on your rotary cutter, it'll cut right through that, no problem. So here's my template here, and we're going to cut 2.5 inches. Let's see. Here we go. 2.5 inches. Line it up from the bottom to make sure that it's square. And we're going to cut right through that. If you apply steady, even pressure on the wheel, it's better, and it will just cut right through, except my blade is a little bit dull. I highly recommend you start with a new blade each project. So we're going to do that again. Another 2.5-inch cut. There we go. Okay, and we'll just go on down the way. Until we have the whole piece cut. Okay, you get the idea. So here are my pieces. They are the width of the fabric, and we are going to sew these together with a 1/2-inch seam allowance according to the pattern directions. And this is going to become the first framed border of our pattern. So I will let you work on that, and then when I come back for my next tutorial, we'll talk about how to do the wide framed border, which is the next step in the pattern. Okay, you can find more tutorials on chambrayblues.com. We'll see you again soon. Bye.